Go 30-second car getting ready to go sideways. Let's go racing 450B.
And the gate is down here for 450B.
Got a good drive coming out of the inside from the number 14, but it looks like it's a Kawasaki slingshot, and the number 38 going to grab the whole shot on the Kawasaki.
And that's going to be Wyatt McGrath on that 38 machine, but he's got some company as they make their way around that second corner.
And Evan Snowden there on the number 14. It looked like he was going to grab the whole shot up the inside. Shuffling back a couple positions now. It's the 84 sitting in the second place spot as they head off into the Ten Commandments. That's Nathan Mock. A bunch of shuffling here in the back end of the path. One rider off the side of the track, jumps back onto the Commandments.
And Zach, as you were saying earlier, this is one of the most hectic practices we had all day here yesterday. Blowing out wheels, jumping into the sand section just on lap number 2. So I can only imagine how the racing is going to go here today.
And this first lap, especially, Jackson, these guys are setting a sprint pace early. They want to try to cement the spot that they're in, get clear of any rider behind them, and try to focus forward. And if you're the leader, Wyatt McGrath, right now, you are setting that thing wide open and trying to get away. He saw the number 2 do it here just a few minutes ago. He's going to try to do the same. So now look at that, 3 wide coming through the sand section there, getting ready to come up and over the Rocky Mountain.
And the number 70 Yamaha, that's going to be Jaden Cooper trying to make his way around into that second spot as he shoots to the outside, up and over this tabletop. Who's it going to be? He's going to be able to make it stick there, Zach.
Look at that. That's one of those jumps. You got to send it deep here, headed into that Thor sand sweeper around the Polysport pond. And look at that, one rider cutting down early, trying to run it up the middle.
2 wide going into the sand section as they enter into the finish line here.
And you saw one of those riders kind of getting kicked out of the main lines off to the outside. Green flag flying. Wyatt McGrath leading the way. It's Jaden Cooper on the number 70, now holding down the second place spot. Nathan Mock sitting in third. Nicholas Israel fourth. And Dawson Cobb, last year's C-Class champion, sitting in the 5th place spot. So now they come through. Look at that, a quick look over the shoulder from the number 70 because the 84 Mock is putting the pressure on.
And Dawson Cobb trying to make some moves here.
So the 70 trying to run that wide line as they get ready to come towards the 10 Commandments. And Jackson already, just look at the difference one race has made out here on this track as we get an overhead view of our 10 Commandments section. Ruts going all the way through. And a lot of different rhythms that we've seen. I feel like as the week goes on, you kind of get that one rhythm that everybody's running. But here early, we've even seen a couple of riders skimming and manualing across them. As your leader, fishtailing but wide open as he triples out into Storyland.
On screen now, we see the number 70 of Jaden Cooper.
And Wyatt McGrath on the Kawasaki really looking strong. Kind of came out of nowhere as he pulled the whole shot coming out of that first turn. I didn't even see him, and then a green fender just appeared. As now on screen, we see the number 70.
Jaden Cooper, and I believe he is now followed by Nicholas Israel on that number 90 Gas machine.
Yeah, the Gas has been steadily creeping his way towards the front, taking a lot of different lines from the riders in front of him.
And Zach, it looks like we have a battle going on here for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, we've got about 5 riders all within a second or so of one another.
And Zach, that is the second time we've saw somebody pass going into that Polysport pond sweeper.
And look at the lines developed here coming through that final corner. As looks like that's the number 25 Gavin Player leading this train of riders. And able to open up just a little bit of breathing room there, not too much, but they were all over him just a minute ago. As Gavin Player now shown in the 4th place spot with Dawson Cobb sitting behind him on the KTM, almost coming together with the Kawasaki. I believe that's Revin Gordon making the pass for 5th place there as they left the mechanics area.
Now on screen, we see the number 90 of Nicholas Israel and Jaden Cooper. That's 2nd and 3rd place.
We'll see how this plays out. Both riders go to the inside as they come into the Commandments.
And a little different rhythm there. The triple single going to be able to do it there for the number 90. And he makes the pass stick.
Just goes to show carrying those, being able to do 2 triples. The rider's kind of single. And then as he was able to exit out just a little more speed, pinched him off as they left the 10 Commandments there. And now he sets his sights forward. He's making that pass and moving on to the next one here, the number 90.
And Zach, there's only about 4 seconds or so separating the number 90 and the number 38. So Jaden Cooper is still in this one here.
And we'll see if the number 70 is able to remount a charge. He's not letting Israel run off with it. He's still hanging out just a couple of bike lengths behind. As we saw in that last moto, a pass could be made in the final corner. You just got to keep that rider right in front of you, not let him run off. And like you said, your leader only a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds in front. As we saw the number 70 jumping off of the Rocky Mountain there. We only saw that a couple times in practice yesterday.
And Zach, it looks like he has pushed the reset button as we've been talking about. He took a breath, he's reset, now he's back on the charge after the number 90.
You saw the back end of that Blue Crew machine flip-flopping around as he was going through the sand sweeper. Looked like he wanted to take the inside, ended up having to rail the outside before it was all said and done as they crossed the finish line there, once again pulling a tear off. So sorry, go ahead, Jackson.
I was just going to say, this is only Moto number 2 of the day, and look at these ruts and braking bumps already. As you see him almost getting stuck there in it.
And that's what we talk about as far as the ability to adapt throughout the moto. That inside line, I would say a vast majority of those riders have been taking that all the first moto and all this moto. Now you're going to start to see them gradually move towards the outside. And then before it's all said and done, they're going to go back to that inside line because that's going to be the smoothest. And so being able to find those different lines as the race goes on, something that's very crucial. Cooper Webb oftentimes complimented on that, his ability to change lines throughout a race.
As we see him go double, triple, double there through the 10 commandments on the inside. The number 90 is on the charge after the number 38 of McGrath.
Yeah, this is going to be great, Jackson. We have a full-on battle on our hands, and I think if Israel's able to catch up to the back of your leader, I think he's going to be bringing the Blue Crew along with him. The 70 of Cooper is not going anywhere.
As we watch them now make their way through Storyland, that is the number 51 on screen.
And was that McGrath right in front of them?
I believe that is the number 15 of Gordon.
So we've got, watching the battle on screen right now, which is the number 70 of Jaden Cooper, starting to reapply some pressure to Nicholas Israel for this second place spot. There we saw Cooper launching up and over that.
Man, that is so cool to see.
It is cool, Jackson, but it also provides a risk to the motorcycle. You know, I'm curious to see whether or not there's a time advantage to doing that. I know some riders, you know, they like sending it. They don't want to have to check up. But as we saw yesterday, it doesn't take a whole lot for somebody to blow a wheel out here if he's jumping that thing all the way to flat.
One thing that doesn't translate well on Racer TV is just how hard they're hitting going into this Polysport pond. You can almost feel the thud outside of the building when they land. That's where we saw some wheels get blowed out yesterday. So like you're saying, they got to preserve these bikes. You know, just because it's the faster line, if you can't make the bike last, then it might not be the faster line.
Absolutely, and look at this, Jackson. 3 riders on screen, a battle here for the podium in 450B Moto number 1. Wyatt McGrath leads the way. I wouldn't even call that a second. All 3 of these riders within about a second of one another. Nicholas Israel in second and Jaden Cooper in third.
And look at this, Zach. The number 90 has called the number 38 of McGrath.
McGrath dives to the inside, tries to protect the inside, make him take the long way around. We saw Israel's got a good line through this commandments, able to triple out, and he's able to close that up. He's within about a bike length or 2 now. Oh, problems for your leader. Look at that. Wyatt McGrath gets off balance, not able to get the drive out of the corner, and Nicholas Israel's able to slingshot around. Let's see if Cooper's able to go with him. And no, so the Kawasaki's able to close the door there and hang on to second for the moment.
And it looks like he might have been able to do it there in that one.
Yeah, Jaden Cooper took the long way around it, and that got it done. Yep, so the number 70 moves into the second place spot. Talk about having to hit the reset. Look at the body language on the 38 of Wyatt McGrath. As this race starts to wear on, he is going to have to kind of pick up that pace as your top 2 now made the pass and are immediately opening a gap. And he's got to be careful because he's got a freight train of riders not too far behind him. Another Kawasaki. That's Revin Gordon going to be knocking on the door here in just a second. So how about that, Jackson? We said the number 90, Nicholas Israel, was about 3rd or 4th on lap 1 and has worked his way to the top spot at the moment. The gas machine leads the way. Skying it out into that Thor Sand Sweeper. The Polysport Pond going to be an action-packed spot to watch all week long. And here we go, crossing the line.
We've got about 10 more minutes to go here in this one, and I have a feeling Jaden Cooper is gonna want to make his way on just a little bit farther.
I'm telling you what, I have definitely been impressed with the number 90 of Israel, but I think Cooper's going to be one to watch. He is starting to creep back up on the gas machine. So we'll see whether or not the Yamaha's able to make a pass for the lead before it's all said and done. But look at the gap these guys have already opened up on third place. They are running almost identical lap times. 2 minute .88, or yeah, 2 minute .883 for your leader and 2 minutes .72 for second place there. So Cooper just a tick faster on that last lap. And let's see, Gordon, I believe, going to try to make a pass here coming through the commandments for third place.
And Zach, they've been going to the inside there on the 10 Commandments, and it is starting to get really beat up. I anticipate that they're going to be moving to the outside here shortly. Yeah, one of the advantages of our new vantage point here on the tower is we get to see the faces of the Commandments, and we can even see, just looking out the window, a lot of square edge bumps already starting to form on the face of that inside line from so many riders kind of seat bouncing into the rhythm section. And did we have the pass there? Yeah, Revan Gordon on that 15 machine is going to be able to get past Wyatt McGrath.
And I believe he's got another rider there just along with him. That's Dylan Blesha there on the 51.
Blesha to the outside. We'll see what he's able to do here.
And McGrath, you can see right there, just trying to ride a wide motorcycle. Things are starting to happen quick. He goes the wide line there, and it looks like the 51. Oh, I thought he was going to have it. We'll see whether or not he sends it into the sand.
And he does.
That makes the pass there. So now, as they get ready to come across the finish line, it is still Nicholas Israel leading the way. Jaden Cooper in second. Oh, look at that. A problem there. A couple of riders coming together on that inside line.
As we see the number 51 on screen coming around the finish line.
And Wyatt McGrath dropping out that fifth place spot there on that last lap. Revan Gordon now holds down the final podium spot with the 51 just behind. Mason Jockier and Dawson Cobb trying to put some pressure on, see if they can get inside that top 5 as well. We'll take a look at the rest of our top 10 here. The number 19 of Ryder Gwynn sitting in 8th. Riley Allen in the 9th place spot, and Jaden Searles in the 10th place spot. And last time they came around, we had our board light up. A lot of passing, a lot of flip-flopping there inside the top 10 here late in this race. And man, look at that overhead view of the 10 Commandments. Really cool to see the way the riders not only pick certain lines coming into the section, but they may start on the right side of the section when they start, but by the time they get to the end, they're all the way over on the left-hand side, or vice versa, and launching off into Storyland. Look at those ruts, Jackson.
And Zach, it looks like we got 2 KTM riders all over the back of the Kawasaki there. That is going to be the number 38, Wyatt McGrath. He's followed by Dawson Cobb, I do believe. Oh, and the pass is made there.
That's, I believe, Mason Jockier there making the pass on the number 24, and Cobb trying to go along with him.
Like you were saying, Zach, Cobb, a C-Class champion here at Loretta Lynn's. It's good to see him up here in the B class and battling within that top 5, top 10.
Absolutely. I know he's been working hard out there in South Carolina, and looks like the work is paying off. They've got plenty of heat down there, and so hopefully the heat won't be getting to him here this morning. But right now, the number 90 is the guy out front. But on screen, we're watching McGrath trying to hold off Dawson Cobb, hang on to this 6th place spot. And looks like another Yamaha creeping into the picture as well. This is what we talk about here, Jackson. It doesn't matter. You can fall as far back as you want. There is always a rider behind you that is hungry to make a pass. And so you got to try to regroup in the midst of chaos out there. And that's exactly what the number 38 of Wyatt McGrath is trying to do at the moment.
And that was Ryder Gwynn on screen on that number 19 Yamaha trying to make some moves.
And Gwynn has made a couple of passes there to even get into that fight. So be on the lookout for the 19. Watching the battle back on screen, and yeah, it looks like Ryder kind of came out of nowhere. Now he's putting the pressure on Dawson Cobb. And getting that overhead shot once again as they make their way into the 10 Commandments. And surprised not seeing too much movement there from Jaden Cooper as far as closing in on the lead. There was the pass on the Kawasaki from Cobb. And we'll see whether or not Gwynn is able to follow suit as they get ready to head off into Storyland.
So Cobb now sitting in that 6th place position. We'll see if he is able to move up one more spot and get in that top 5 here. But Zach, they've been able to pull away, open up a little gap between each other now. We've got about 3 seconds between our leader and our 2nd place at Jaden Cooper. So Nicholas Israel making his way around through here, and he is stretching that lead out just a bit.
And there we go. We saw on screen Ryder Gwynn able to make the pass around Wyatt McGrath as they head through the Rocky Mountain section into over the Rocky Mountain, as we're calling it this year. And looking like none of these riders really trying to sky that thing out, just going to scrub it off, get the power back to the ground. As we follow the Yamaha, we'll see whether or not Ryder Gwynn's able to make a pass on Dawson Cobb. He had pressure on the KTM early, and they've got a little bit of space before they go and catch up to, I believe Mason Jockier will be who's in front of them. Now, jumping back to your top 3, it's still the number 90, Nicholas Israel, leading the way. There's Cooper in 2nd.
And Revin Gordon sitting in that 3rd place position on the Kawasaki. He is on the number 15 machine in 3rd place. As we watch the number 90 head into the 10 Commandments.
And the number 90 has absolutely responded to Jaden Cooper there. He was less than a bike length at one point, and now Israel has opened up, I would say, 1 to 2 seconds. He was out of the 10 Commandments as the number 70 was entering. So a statement there from the Gas rider as they head towards the final couple minutes here in this first 450B Moto. Israel off into Storyland, Cooper coming through as well, and then Revin Gordon quietly starting to sneak into that picture. He's going to have to, he's got a little bit of distance to make up, but before it's all said and done, I could definitely see Gordon putting a little pressure on Cooper for 2nd.
Zach, how nice is it that we've got this drawn out here at Loretta Lynn's, and we get to see the lines that they're taking. We can see just how chopped up it is over in the 10 Commandments, and we can even see which of the ruts they're taking when they head into the 10 Commandments. So really nice out here having the drone. Shout out to Gabe, our drone pilot.
Absolutely, and I was just about to say, this was the highlight of my year. If I wasn't able to make it out here in person, I was glued to Racer TV the whole week. I just had it playing no matter what was going on. So the viewers at home really getting an overhead shot, getting to see the way this track is getting chewed up. Just 2 races deep, Jackson. I can't believe how rough it is already. But that's what makes Loretta Lynn's the pinnacle of amateur racing out here. As we continue to watch the number 90 getting the job done, makes his way around.
He's into some lap traffic now, and it looks like the white flag is a-flying.
White flag is in the air, so I guess 1 lap to go for your leader. And Israel, this is dropping the hammer. Whatever you got left in the tank, bring this thing home, keep it on 2 wheels. And Cooper, pretty impressive lap times from all of them. 2:01s for 1st and 2nd, and then Revin Gordon, like I said, quietly sneaking a little bit closer and a little bit closer. He ran a 2:3 that last lap, about a second faster than Cooper. So we'll see whether or not he's able to put any pressure on the 2nd place spot before this final lap is complete. We see your leader picking his way through lap traffic as well.
And Zach, that is something that can come into play here today at Loretta Lynn's. The lap traffic, you know, they're in their own race as well. And with these ruts and braking bumps and how gnarly this track will get out through the day, it will definitely play a part here. Look at the ruts going into Storyland. About 12 wide, Zach.
Yeah, that was one of those ones. He kept the feet on the peg, didn't even try to sit down going through that. And it's only going to get worse from here. This track is going to get absolutely brutal. And a lot of these riders, you know, you have an early morning moto, and then your 2nd moto might be late in the afternoon, and then who knows, your 3rd moto might be the 1st moto of the day. It's so interesting to see the way each moto tells a different story for these riders, because the track shapes up completely different. But for right now, the pieces are going together perfectly. You see the number 90 taking a little glance over the shoulder to see where 2nd place is at. And he only has a couple corners to go before he grabs his first Moto 450B win.
All the hard work playing off for Nicholas Israel as he makes his way around for Moto number 1 here in the 450B class.
So Nicholas Israel coming out of Lake Elsinore, California, getting the job done. And looks like the number 70 going to hang on for second there. And what I say, look at that Kawasaki right there. He was putting the pressure on. Revan Gordon going to grab that final podium spot. It just gets me excited for Moto 2, Jackson.
No doubt about it. So the number 90 on the gas cast, that's Nicholas Israel. He is your winner here in Moto number 1. Jaden Cooper on the number 70 Yamaha, going to be in second. And in third place, we got Revan Gordon on the number 15 Kawasaki. Dylan Blecka getting the 4th place on his number 51 Yamaha. And Jason Jacker going to get the number 5th spot on his number 24 KTM.
So what a great ride there in that 450B class. Some close battles that we were watching through the tower as well towards the backside of the top 10. Brett Heerdorn, Jade Searles, they were going at it. You had Gavin Player and Jordan Miller. They had some close battles as well. So some great racing all the way through the pack there in that 450B class. Jackson, who we got next on the line?
Up next, we're going to have the 125C class, and you won't want to miss this one, Zach. They're going to go at it here on the 125's cool class that have added back here to the AMA. So the 125C coming up next. Following them will be the 85cc 10 to 12. And then race number 5 is going to be 65cc 7 to 9 limited. And then race 6 is senior 40 plus.
Oh, Jackson, I tell you what, if I could smell an image on my computer screen, that would be what I would want. Look at that. The 2-stroke smoke is up in the air. One of my favorite sounding and smelling classes that we have out here at Loretta Lynn's. And like Jackson said, a cool treat to have this 125C class back. I know a lot of riders were super excited. I know a couple of guys that was like, wow, I got to go get a 125. That's the class I want to qualify in.
Yeah, so we love it. We love the 125 sound. We got it right behind us on the podium, but I'm going to take it here, Zach, on the podium. And we've got ourselves a big Moto 1 winner. Let's hear it for Nicholas Israel. He had to do a little work, had to catch the leader, had to be feeling good about midway through that one.
Oh, yeah. Got a pretty good start. I was top 5 right away. Made some quick moves. I got passed once. I passed them again. They were all ripping. I was feeling really good. I was trying to catch a flow and not make big mistakes. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here. So let's keep going.
Where do you come from? Where do you live?
I'm from Chile, back in South America. It's my 5th year here, but I left my family. They're back home. Well, they're here now, but I live by myself back in California. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I don't want to be there, but it's all worth it for moments like this, and I love every single one of them. And with how hard the last couple of years have been with crashes, concussions, and all that, being here right now, just being, well, I just won, but my goal was to be at least close from the lead. So to be up here, it's just, I don't have words. Like, I love this.
That is awesome. What a dedication to get there. Anyone else that you want to thank?
Well, yeah, I need to thank everybody, especially my family, my mom and dad, my sisters, my trainer Yannick, my mechanic Lucas, all my sponsors, back home companies, Israel, Troy Lee Designs, Maxima Racing Oils, AO Power Sports, Factory Connection, 100%, Gut Seat Coverage, Beasted Designs, Twisted, that has a barking engine for me this week, ETS Fuels, and yeah, everybody else that I forget. Thank you so much.
There it is, our Moto 1 winner out of Chile, Nicholas Israel. Great job. Congrats. Good story, yeah. Keep it going. Yeah, you're good. Yep, go cool off. All right, we'll bring up our 2nd place finisher. Come on, front. Come over here. Jaden Cooper, right? Yes, sir. Jaden. Hey, that was a great battle, and they brought themselves all the way to the front of the pack. Let's hear it for Jaden Cooper. Hey man, that was an awesome ride. You even battled with the leader a little bit. You got to be happy about it.
Oh yeah, I've been dreaming about this moment since I was 7 years old, man. It took me 5 years just to make it to this event, and to be on the podium is surreal, and it's an honor to even talk to you, sir. Got off to a great start. Dunlop tires hooked up amazing, and the bike was just feeling so good. EBR had it dialed all weekend, and I'm ready for more.
Whoa. So at one point, just qualifying for Loretta's was tough, and now you're on the podium?
Yes, sir. It took me 5 years in a row. It was so hard, just brought me to my knees at some points, but I kept faith in God and never gave up, and it shows that never quit.
Dude, that's an awesome story. Okay, who do you want to thank here?
I got to thank God for keeping me safe. You know, none of this would be possible without him. Got to thank my mom and dad for busting their butts day in and day out to get me here. Got to thank the whole EBR crew, Altus Yamaha. Got to thank Eric, my mechanic, for keeping my bike dialed and running pristine the whole race. Got to thank the 152 crew, Sean Hackley, the whole Crimes family for helping me out and giving me confidence and stuff like that. And everybody that's helped me get to this point, you know exactly who you are. Thank you so much.
Jaden Cooper, everybody, second place. Here, hold up that medal, and they'll take the picture. Yeah, you earned that medal. We're not going to take it away. We'll record that in history. Awesome job for our second place finisher. And he'll bring up third, rallying after a bad start to keep himself in title contention. Let's hear it for Revin Gordon. Was this the gate pick? Did you get a bad gate pick? Because we saw you having to do a lot of work to get up here.
Yeah, I was pick chip 27, and that just wasn't going to get it done. I mean, I didn't execute the start, so that's on me, and yeah, I just need to be better for the next moto.
Okay. Did you feel good on the track once you got going?
Yeah, I felt good. I was probably towards the back of the pack, and once I started to make my passes and a couple people fell over, got in my groove, and then tried to lock on a second and kind of fell off, and then reel it back in towards the end. So that's an improvement from past years, and we'll take that into the 250B Moto.
Who do you want to thank, Revin?
I'd like to thank the Lord for keeping me safe, all my family, friends back home, Monster, Mike Shockoff, AP Designs, Alpine Star, Christian Capricornitis, 100%, Dave, Astric, Revin Graphics, Pro Circuit, Mitch, Snikey, everyone who helps me over there. Couldn't do it without them. Yeah, and Jacob Hayes for all the training we do back home with my brother and him. We put in a lot of hard work, so it's cool to see it pay off.
Oh yeah, he's up on the podium. Let's hear it for Revin Gordon. All right, congrats. We'll see you up for the second moto. Thanks, Revin. And Stasic Whole Shot Award, looking for McGrath and my card. You can come on up, and then I'm going to get the award to give you.